Hey guys, welcome to Manifesting Better. I'm back with another video and another topic that needs to be addressed. I also have an Instagram account, the link for that is in the description box below. Coaching is also available, the link for that too is in the description box below. So, today's video will be a success story. It will be a marriage and a job success story. I will be covering a few things in this. I will be telling you everything from the start, how it started, what we actually worked on, what were the methods that we used, and how in the end we proceeded. And she also has a message for you guys that she told me to mention, so stick around till the end. I will mention the message at the end. So when we first started working together, it was in February of this year. So I think 1st or 2nd February was our first session, and there were two things that she wanted to work on. First was marriage with her specific person, and I will tell you the situation in a bit. And the second thing was a job that she wanted to manifest. Now, how things started working for her and what the situation was at that time was that she had been wanting to manifest this particular set of job. Like it was a characterization of things that she wanted in a job, and there were two companies that she was really focused on, and she had gotten to a few rounds and she wasn't hearing anything back. And with the specific person, the situation was that these guys were friends. They hadn't met for I think 3 years, and they met now, so I will tell you at the end, but they hadn't met for a very long time. And first they started as friends, then from there they started a friends with benefits situation, which was virtual, right? And there were a few issues. They were friends, they used to talk on and off. There was a lot of energetic and a lot of conscious chasing from her side. She was the one settling. There was a lack of boundaries, a lot of things. So let's get into detail on what the issues actually were when we started working together. So when we started working together, I saw a few issues that were very prominent. The first issue was that there was a lack of boundaries in her situation, which means that she actually didn't want to be in the friends with benefits situation. She was only getting into the friends with benefits situation because somewhere she had developed this mindset that if I don't get into the friends with benefits situation, it won't turn into a relationship. So it was there was a lack of boundaries based on a belief that I have to settle to get the full thing. That was the first thing. The second thing was that there was a lot of comparison, and the comparison was with his ex, and it was based on looks, it was based on the physical appearance. There were a lot of things that she used to compare herself with. And then there was a body image issue that she didn't like that, and she wanted to work on the physical appearance, which actually wasn't what she actually wanted. She didn't, in her mind, she thought that getting a better physical appearance would fix that issue, but that was not the truth. And the reason I'm telling you this is because in these videos I can be candid, and I have taken her permission to share everything here. But as a coach, this is how you actually view things, right? So she actually didn't want a better physical appearance. It was her perception that getting that physical appearance would mean security. Then there was anger and resentment. Then there was a lot of anger towards the specific person and a lot of resentment towards him because of unrealistic expectations, which means that because she was the one who was not putting up the boundaries, she was getting disrespected in return. And it was her inability to put up the boundaries that was the issue. As we move forward, and when she was moving forward in that situation, what was happening was that she wasn't strong enough to put up those boundaries, and because of that, he was also taking advantage of that. And because he was doing that, she was blaming him for acting that way. So you see how the issue was her not putting up boundaries, but to him it was an enabling of the fact that yes, she also wants a friends with benefits situation, because she kept saying something but her actions kept saying something else, which shows that no matter what you say, the kind of affirmations that you do, it won't work till your actions match that. So till your embodiment of those actions match that, what you say won't matter as much. Another issue that we saw when we started was that after every 10 to 15 days, she started questioning the law, which means she starts working on something, she puts up boundaries, she does everything. But it was always done for a 10 to 15 day period, which means after every 10 to 15 days, she used to get back into old patterns. And you see, that is what became a habit, and that is what became a pattern in itself. So a habit is not something that happens every day. A habit is something that happens over a periodic amount of time. So if after every 15 days she's reacting to the physical world and reacting to the boundaries and letting go of everything, then the habit is that after every 15 days I react. So of course the 14 days in between matter, but what she does on the 15th day matters the most. Another thing that was there was that there was this constant sense of feeling stuck, constant sense of feeling stuck in the scenario, constant sense of feeling stuck in the situations, feeling like life isn't treating her well, feeling like everything is just putting onto her, and her parents were also pushing her for marriage. The specific person situation was not working out. The job, she was getting rejection. So from one of the companies she got a rejection, right? And that is what kept happening multiple times. So as we moved forward, we worked on a few things, and I will also tell you the methods that we used. So first thing that we worked on was we started working on installing a belief in her mind that she was indeed, like, she had some worth, she was good enough, and her physical appearance wasn't the issue. This we did through affirmations, plus we also did through adding habits in her daily life. This I talk in really deeply about in my self-concept course. So we also did so by adding habits in our daily life. And as we added habits, as we installed new beliefs, what also happened is that she started finding courage to put up new boundaries. So this is where she started putting up boundaries. And when she started putting up boundaries, it was of course immediately not accepted well, which means from him, he did not accept the boundaries instantly. He was also pushing back. He was also wanting to still get involved in a friends with benefits situation. He was also wanting to get involved in that, the sexual chemistry of the whole thing. But she kept putting up strict boundaries. That is something that we worked on. Then we worked on working on the reactions that were happening after every 15 days. And for this, the credit goes to her because she really did put discipline in it. And I get a lot of people who say that they will, but they indeed end up reacting. They indeed end up eventually chasing in the same manner. So there's only so much a coach can do without the relationship coming from the client's side, right? So she also kept putting up boundaries. She also worked in a good manner. Then we worked on the anger and the resentment. The anger and the resentment, we used certain methods. First, we went on it through a logical perspective by understanding on why he is doing things that he is doing and the issues regarding from my side. And then we started, when I say my side, I mean the client's side. And then we started working on understanding how a lack of boundaries is the main reason why these issues are coming up. We also did some forgiveness methods. I am uploading, my next video would be about a forgiveness meditation that I do, that I will be uploading in the next video, so you can take it from there. Now, after some time, what happened is that first thing that happened was the job came. She manifested the job. The job came, very happy, but did not stop working on herself. And this is where I saw her becoming very determined, because when the job came, by that time she had already started getting into a very healthy new routine. She had already become very consistent. The pedestalization of the specific person had already came down. He was just a normal guy now. And she started realizing how all this while she had been making him a godlike figure. She had been the one worshipping him. She had been the one putting him in a position which he was not suited for. Right now, he wasn't her boyfriend. So she was expecting him to do things as a boyfriend, which was the issue. Her expectations from this version of him was the issue. And eventually that she worked on that. It went in a good direction. She kept putting up boundaries and he kept trying to push them. But after a point, it became a platonic friendship, which means, and after a point they got into a lesser contact situation, which means that they were in contact, but the contact wasn't as much as it used to be. So the contact became lesser and lesser. After some days, this is when things started to shift. After some days, he was the one who initiated. Now he was the one who initiated his feelings. And this was around, I think, last month, September. So February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. It was around 6-7 months. I'm really sorry for, yeah. So she started working on that, and that is when he initiated the conversation. The conversation about marriage, about feelings started coming from him. And she told me that it felt like a presentation. It felt like it was a presentation that he came up with, that, oh, you know what, this and this and this and this would be the perfect reason for us to get married. These would be the perfect reasons for us to get involved in that situation. And then what happens is that they started getting in contact. For a while they couldn't meet, but eventually they ended up meeting. And eventually, last 2-3 days back, she told me that they met. He told her that he loves her, and like, they are planning to get married, and now they are breaking the news to the family, I think tomorrow or day after tomorrow. And by the time I think this video will be out, they would have already done that, and they will eventually get married, I think in the next year, first half of the next year. This was the success story. A few important things that actually helped her situation the most, which were the most important things. First, boundaries. I cannot emphasize on this enough. Putting up boundaries was one of the most important things that she did, because when she started putting up boundaries on a consistent level, even though it was difficult, of course putting up boundaries was not easy, but when she got resistance from his side, she didn't stop. She still kept putting up boundaries. She still kept being persistent. She didn't falter based on the fact that the physical world was showing something else. Another thing that started happening was there was a huge perspective shift. Now, she was the one who wanted to see if he is the right match for her. You see how the obsession ended, how there was a great obsession that ended. Now she started seeing him like a human being, which is very important when you get involved in a relationship like this. Because eventually we don't want the relationship to end because you keep worshipping the other person and keep ignoring everything wrong that is happening. Another thing that happened was that she became very consistent with herself. She became very consistent with self-love habits. She became very consistent with her routines. She became very disciplined in that manner. And I'm very, very happy because, see, it's all about, in the end, there needs to be a conviction from the client. Because I can only guide you from here. I can only tell you, I can only give you a routine. I can only give you some methods. I can only tell you what to do. But until that is applied and there is a firm decision to change yourself, things aren't going to work out in a proper manner. I asked her what message, if any, does she have for you guys, because I'm making a video on her. So I'm quoting her now. She said that, please tell everyone to never give up on your desire, no matter what. Even if you're faced with the opposite, it can change any minute. I had taken n number of time offs where I needed a break from reality and manifestation altogether, but I always came back on track one way or another. Just yesterday, my specific person told me that he has been considering marriage with me for almost 1.5 years. Anything is possible. And Karan, you have helped me a lot, more than you know. This manifestation was bound to come. I'm not even shocked. I'm a new person and there is so much more I want to do. My promise to you and to myself is that I won't stop working on myself just because I got what I wanted when I started this journey. It's only the beginning. I was earlier busy with my exams and had to attend few functions. I will be starting with your self-concept course tomorrow. Yeah, so she also purchased my course. But do you see how even in the moments when she was thinking that there is no movement happening, that there is nothing going on behind the scenes for 1.5 years almost, when this guy wasn't showing up, he had been considering marrying her. You see how everything was conspiring to get this manifestation done. So this would be my message to you guys. Don't give up. You can do it. Anything is possible. And this is a success story to prove that. I will see you guys in the next video, and if you have any suggestions, you can put them down in the comments below. Click the like button if you liked the video. Subscribe and turn the notifications on for more such content. Comment down your video suggestions and I will see you guys in the next one.